Introduction. The Stoic Path. This is the story of Jary, a young man from a small, poor village, whose journey to success is shaped by the powerful teachings of Stoicism. Born into hardship, Jary faced numerous obstacles: poverty, loss, love, and heartache. Yet, despite these struggles, he found his way to success, not just in wealth or fame, but in mastering his inner world. Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control external circumstances, but we can always control how we react to them. In Jary's case, every setback and every moment of pain became an opportunity for growth. His story is a testament to how the wisdom of the Stoics can transform a life filled with suffering into one of peace, resilience, and ultimately achievement. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Marcus Aurelius, Part 1. The Early Struggles. Accepting reality. Jary's life began in a village where resources were scarce, and opportunities were even scarcer. From a young age, he was taught the value of hard work, as his parents, especially his father Sham, toiled away at menial jobs just to make ends meet. Despite their struggles, Jary had big dreams. He wanted to leave the village and build a better life for his family. However, his dreams were often dashed by the harsh realities around him. As a young boy, he had no access to good education, no financial support, and no opportunities to learn new skills. Despite this, Jary lived by the first lesson Stoicism teaches: to focus on what you can control. While he couldn't change his circumstances, he could change how he responded to them. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Epictetus. Instead of complaining about his situation, Jary worked hard at every task, whether it was helping his father in the fields or taking odd jobs in the village. Through this, he learned to focus on small daily improvements and took pride in even the simplest tasks. His father's advice echoed in his mind: the obstacle is the path. This simple Stoic mindset helped Jary begin his journey toward self-mastery, even in the most difficult times. Part 2. Love and sacrifice, letting go. As Jary grew older, his bond with his childhood friend Shanal deepened. Together, they shared dreams of a better life, dreams of leaving the village and starting fresh in the city. They supported each other through thick and thin, but as Jary's responsibilities to his family increased, their relationship began to fray. Jary felt torn between his dreams and his obligations. Shanal, understanding Jary's inner conflict, eventually made the heartbreaking decision to pursue her own dreams in the city. Though they loved each other, they both knew that sometimes pursuing one's own path meant letting go of others. To love and be loved is to feel the sun from both sides. David Weiscott. This separation was painful, but it was an essential lesson in Stoicism. Jary realized that attachment, whether to people, places, or things, could cloud one's judgment. Stoics teach us that true freedom comes from non-attachment, from not relying on external sources of happiness. Jary accepted the separation, not as a loss, but as an opportunity for personal growth. In this moment of solitude, he began to reflect on the Stoic idea that our happiness should not depend on others, but on our own ability to live virtuously and in harmony with nature. Part 3. The tragic loss, embracing adversity. The death of Jary's father, Shyam, was a turning point in his life. Shyam had always sacrificed his dreams to provide for his family, but in the end his struggles had left him unfulfilled. Jary was devastated by the loss, but, in keeping with Stoic wisdom, he did not let his grief consume him. Instead, he remembered the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, who wrote about death as the natural end of all things. feelings. Jary knew he could not control his father's passing, but he could control how he reacted to it. He chose to accept the pain, learn from it, and channel it into action. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius Jary realized that his father's sacrifices had paved the way for his own opportunities. His father had worked so hard to give him a chance at a better life, and Jary promised himself that he would honor that legacy by pushing forward with renewed vigor. Part 4. Rajveer's Mentorship, the Stoic Path to Success. It was during this time of grief and self-reflection that Jary met Rajveer, a successful entrepreneur who had risen from humble beginnings. Much like Jary, Rajveer was a firm believer in Stoicism and had applied its principles throughout his life. He saw potential in Jary and took him under his wing. Rajveer introduced Jary to the core teachings of Stoicism, especially the idea that one's external circumstances do not determine happiness. It is our own Under Rajveer's mentorship, Jary learned that success was not about wealth, but about mastering oneself. Stoicism taught him to focus on what he could control, his thoughts, his actions, and his responses to the world. Control over emotions. Rajveer showed Jary that emotional reactions like anger, fear, or frustration only hindered progress. A Stoic faces adversity with calm and reason. Virtue as the highest good. True success, Rajveer explained, lies in living according to virtue, not wealth or fame. Rajveer's guidance helped Jary develop a more disciplined mindset. He learned to accept setbacks without bitterness, knowing that every obstacle was an opportunity to practice patience, courage, and wisdom. Part 5. Jary's Triumph, Mastery of Self. With Rajveer's guidance, Jary's business began to flourish. But as Stoicism teaches, the external success was not what mattered most to Jary. It was his ability to remain calm, rational, and virtuous, despite the many challenges that made him truly successful. One day, while in the city, Jary encountered Shanal again. Both had found success in their own right. The meeting was bittersweet, but Jary felt no regret. He had grown emotionally and mentally stronger. He understood now that true success is about mastering oneself, not about being attached to specific outcomes. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. Seneca. Their brief reunion served as a reminder that, though the past can never be changed, our responses to it can. Shanal had her own life to live, and Jary had his. They both had learned to embrace their paths with dignity, courage, and acceptance. The final lesson: living according to nature. In the end, Jary's story was not just about achieving his dreams, but about learning to live with nature and reason. He learned to embrace hardship, to cultivate inner peace, and to view every challenge as an opportunity for growth. Stoicism had taught him to focus on what he could control: his mind, his actions, and his virtue, and to let go of the need to control the world around him. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius Jary's life became a living testament. Conclusion: a Stoic victory. Jary's journey teaches us that true success is not measured by external achievements, but by how well we master ourselves. By following the path of Stoicism, Jary found peace amidst hardship, strength in the face of loss, and wisdom in the pursuit of his dreams. His story reminds us that life will always throw challenges our way, but it is our response to these challenges that defines us. By embracing the Stoic virtues of wisdom, courage, justice and temperance, we too can transform our obstacles into opportunities and lead lives filled with meaning and fulfillment. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. Friedrich Nietzsche. Jary's story is a powerful example of how Stoicism can help us find peace, purpose,